Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the morning show here on Stock Market TV. Spencer Israel, JC Parets, Steve Strazza, Alfonso de Pablos with you as we are every morning. We should just talk about all the things that are going up, right? Gold's going up. Talked about that the other day. China's going up. Talked about that all week pretty much, right? We're trying to put these things into context, but what a week, huh? The U.S. stocks are going. The indexes are making all new highs, right? What's not going up? Maybe we should start there. What's not going up? It is Friday, so we'll talk crypto as well. Even some cryptos are going up too. Everything is going up. It's great. It's a party here on the morning show. What up, chat? Why are we talking about Chinese food in the chat? I don't know. Why not? It's Friday. So yeah, that's the plan. Let's start the show. Smash the like, please. And here we go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is a bull market. I don't know if you heard, last night we took a party bus to a birthday party.
What?
On a weeknight.
Well, what are you going to take a school bus to a party?
I'm saying, does that happen in bear markets?
Depends
The
on
neighborhood getting on a party bus, going to a bar. By the way, it was an old bank that they turned into a speakeasy. Like, that's some bull market shit right there.
That's the kind of shit they do in like Detroit.
Is that what they do in Detroit? They get party buses to.
No, they have like the old banks that are now like a speakeasy, like like hipsters.
I think that's just like a old city thing. Pittsburgh's got that. New York's got a million of them. And Philly.
Could be. I'm generally pretty anti activities on a weeknight. That's not my thing. But whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, well, you'll see what happens when you have kids and your weekends are over.
Perhaps
you'll start appreciating. Strazza, you want to school this child about how many kids I have?
I have the best weekends.
You better have the best weekends. I used to have the best weekends. I think I have the best weekends now. They're just way different. There's like football games and birthday parties. I mean, it's just different. I still love it.
Speaking of football games, are the Giants going to score a touchdown again this year? Like, what is going on? We kick 5 field goals a game out here.
Probably not. We're going to talk about our favorite Chinese food items now in a minute, but why don't we go to the state of the markets, talk about China, and get the party started.
Like that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Dow futures up 60 points this morning, just a tad bit, no big deal. New all-time highs, 42,600. S&P 500 futures up a tad bit, about 12 basis points, 5,800 above 5,800, new all-time highs. NASDAQ 100 futures, 20,370. Wow. What a move from the NASDAQ, 500 points real quick. 30-year bond futures up a tad bit, just under 125. We got crude oil flat at 67 change. Copper down 2/3%, 460 for copper. Very, very, very impressive there. Gold, new all-time highs, just under 2,700. Silver, 32.5, up again today with the volatility index down towards 15 and U.S. interest rates down towards 43.5. Over in funny money land, we've got Bitcoin making serious moves, another 600 points this morning, 65,800. Ethereum 26.5, up another percent on the day. Solana 157, making moves, up 1% on the day. Binance up 3%. Finally sticking that 600 level, 615 for Binance as we speak. Spencer Israel.
What?
Total crypto market cap, 2.25 trillion. How do we feel about that?
We've been going up.
Inching higher, Bitcoin dominant, still 57.5. That Bitcoin still doing its thing.
Is it happening? Is it finally happening, JC? Where's your one?
I gotta see it. What's up with what's up with this with the futures this morning? What stands out before we get into China?
It's China and everything else. But the important point about China is that all the other bullish evidence for this region of the world was already in place. Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, they're all working. China's the engine that drives that whole region. So this was just like monster confirmation of what we were already seeing go on in Southeast Asia. Like it's the biggest confirmation maybe that I've ever seen. We're talking about the best week ever for China. This is great. So this is the best week ever for China in US dollar terms. I mean,
Dude, look at that weekly candle for the CSI 300. Wow.
You cannot, it is impossible to overstate the importance of this kind of starting line momentum. Yes, Caleb. We heard David Tepper's interview that was heard around the world yesterday. This guy is so famous for coming on and saying buy everything every couple of years, and he nails it like almost every time. When David Tepper comes on the CNBC and says buy everything, listen. The man is good. The man is good.
Yeah, I really don't care about David Tepper. You know what I do care about? I care about the fact that China's up 15%. 15% this week.
We had some more headlines overnight out of China. They're cutting their overnight rate, the lending rate, 1 month rate, 7-day rate, all being cut.
Yeah, I don't trust a word that these communists tell me.
Well, basically, they're aiming a giant money bazooka at their economy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I just assume they're lying.
Okay.
Yeah, I just assume whatever comes out of these communist governments' mouth are just lying. So I don't really care about any of that stuff. I'm more interested in the price itself, right? Just assume they're lying to you. Assume they're there maliciously to hurt you, and then we'll follow the one thing that we can trust, which is price. And the price is up. What would be the equivalent of the Dow Jones Industrial Average being up 6,000 points this week?
Dude, when these stocks go, they really go. I mean, Tencent is a $500 billion market cap. It's up 15% this week. There's some market cap math.
Yeah, but
the biggest companies in the world. I love this emerging scan. So we talked about this on yesterday's conference call. By the way, Spencer, for those people who are not premium members of All Star Charts, can you drop a link to where they can get access to ASC premium membership? Because yesterday's conference call, I think, was pretty awesome. We got some rave reviews. It was shorter than normal because we got our monthly chart session next week. We just had our portfolio etc. last week, so we had a shortened session. Still had 100 charts. Couldn't help myself. But what I really like about this particular scan is that, you know, to Strazza, Freudian slip, to Strazza's point, you know, what's happening in China is not just China, it's a Southeast Asia thing, right? So we X'd out India, right? We X'd out India, X'd out Japan, included Singapore. What else should we know about this scan?
Nothing. These are all some very exciting growth stories. I think the best opportunities are actually outside of China in some of these startups. So can we give a freebie away? I'm writing about one of these right now.
Coupang?
No, throw up the grab. So this is like when you invest in any of these emerging countries, the rule of thumb is keep it simple and make a broad bet on the consumer. Right. So that's why we're pounding the table about buying companies like the Amazon of Korea or the Amazon of Southeast Asia. How about the Uber of Southeast Asia? Grab Holdings bought Uber's Southeast Asia operations 6 years ago in 2018. They were the most highest valued SPAC of all time. A few years back, they SPACed at about 40 billion. Brad, whatever, from like Altimeter Capital is the one who more or less made it happen. But this is one of the biggest startups, most valuable tech stories in Southeast Asia. They call it the everything app, right? Out there, delivery, ride hailing, everything in between. This is Grab Holdings. I haven't seen, put up the one that I just put in there. I haven't seen a volume pocket like this since the Chinese education companies a few years back. Hold on, I'll give you another one.
So Grab Holdings, we're looking at $15 billion based in Singapore.
So this was 40 billion.
But they're doing business in Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam.
They refused to pick up Sean and I in Singapore.
Why? Because you're American?
I don't know. We were doing something wrong. We were doing something really wrong. But it worked for me in Kuala Lumpur and some other places. We used it. We used it a ton out there. If we get up around, listen, you jump this 3 3/4, but you get 2 and through 4 here, which is probably happening soon. It's going to be like a magnet up towards the SPAC price. Probably 10 first and then 13. 13 was the actual.
And just to be clear, JC is not bearish on China. Quite the opposite.
No, we just say things.
Yeah. I just don't trust what a communist government is telling me about anything happening in that country. Because why would I?
I came back from Asia and I was like, never China, never buying these stocks. I've been accumulating long-term positions in Alibaba and Tencent like all year because these companies are huge. They're massive. They're great businesses. If China can just figure it out and the government could leave them alone and let them operate, the way they should be able to, these are stocks you got to own, I feel like. So, it's easy to go with the blue chip ones. I feel like the Babas and the Tencents. Things get a little sketchier when you start moving down the cap scale in China. A lot sketchier and fast, but you don't have to be in China to express a bullish thesis on this theme. It's not just China. Go to Malaysia, go to Singapore, buy the Grab, buy the C Limited, buy the Coupang. There's plenty of other options out there.
You could probably almost build a basket of like scandalous Chinese stocks, like Luckin Coffee and DD still trades. I just learned 30 seconds ago, the Uber of China. That thing still trades. There's an ADR for that. DIY. Right.
We DD'd a little bit too.
Yeah. So and there's more that I'm not thinking of, right? Probably TAL is one. So you can almost enough EDU, sure, enough scandalous Chinese stocks that have come out and as being frauds at some point or another. But they're still around.
I love a good Chinese fraud. Can we talk about, speaking of what's not a fraud? I think that this is one of the most important developments in all of financial markets all over the world. Outside of China, throw up the semis. This is it. Come on. How is this development along with what's happening in China this week? So you got all of these thrusts in China, all Southeast Asia happening at the same time that you're getting that rotation into high beta technology, semiconductors, consumer discretionary, that rotation coming in when it had to come in. So you got two things, Strazza. In bull markets, you either get these completion of tops that end the bull market, or they're just consolidations and support comes in and they're buying them. Two areas specifically. Semiconductors, they needed to come buy them, they bought them. China, they needed to come buy them, they bought them.
Shout out Bernie Tower in the chat. Just got a text from him. We met Bernie in Kuala Lumpur, and he joined us at the Batu Caves the next morning. He's here for the Southeast Asia discussion. So what's up, Bernie? That's awesome seeing you here. JC, we disagreed a little bit on this, where I was going to be okay if this was a top. I was going to say fine, maybe still a bull market, just not one led by semiconductors.
I said no shot in hell if this completes bull market over, and I wasn't convinced that the bull market was over.
And I understand like where you're coming from, why you think that. For me, the absolute trend absolutely had to dig in and not be a top. And that did the same thing, like same structure here. In fact, didn't really even get a strong test in early September on the absolute price chart. And then you got Micron setting the AI trade back on fire yesterday. Huge sympathy bid for all of these names. Semiconductors were up like 4% at one point yesterday. I think you get more today. It's back to rally mode for these cycle leaders.
How about the throw up slide 7? How about the returns throughout the month of September, which is the worst month of the year? The market's supposed to crash, all these things, and it's been pretty impressive, has it not?
I think it would have been too simple. Having conversations with all of our smart friends over the past few weeks and months, everybody's just like, we got to correct into the election, then we go. The market is designed to fool most of the people most of the time. We're all sitting around saying, how can stocks rally into the election? It just doesn't make sense. So much uncertainty. We don't even know who our next president's going to be. We've seen these historical patterns forever, right? We got to correct into the election. Nope. Market's going to reverse it higher after a very volatile summer and just rally right into the election.
Not only did we not get massive selling in the worst month of the year, you actually got above average returns across the board. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. Consumer discretionary is up 7.5% this month. Consumer discretionary. You want to talk about a group that needed to step up, and it was now or never. You're looking at consumer discretionary, guys.
I don't know why the chart looks like that, Fonz. So, JC, you nailed it with the discretionary. You were early there. It was a great call. I just want to say, addressing something in the chat, we haven't talked about this, and we do the hot corner stuff, so we are paying attention. If it makes you uncomfortable that Jensen Huang is going to sell large amounts of NVIDIA shares, don't own NVIDIA, please, because it's going to keep happening.
Or you could just do what we do and we just ignore all the selling altogether. Throw up slide 2, please, Spencer.
It's going to keep happening in massive amounts because he's not stupid.
Actually, I think I saw that he might be done, but
he is done. But who cares? Jensen Huang is going to take that money. He's got to pay himself somehow.
Nobody cares what Jason Wang is doing with his money. Nobody cares what the Chinese government says about anything. Nobody cares what's on television. Who gives a shit? Look at what actually pays us. And this is the price of assets. Mr. Strazza, the consumer discretionary index on a relative basis did not complete a 10-year top. It did not.
Shout out Jordan Huang, brother of Jensen Huang, in our chat right now. That's awesome. This is great. It can't be a top. And guess what? You already got like tremendous downside in this ratio in 2022. Then this is just a standard retest is what it looks like in this ratio chart.
All right, I got one more.
JC's feeling risque.
One
is
more.
Is offense on the field for you, friend?
Slide 7. Slide 7. If shit was about to hit the proverbial fan, would European banks be making new cycle highs?
No. Listen, this is a risk on index right here.
European financials. You know what I had? I had one of these schmendricks tell me this morning that 2024 is exactly like 2007. Can you believe that? Can you believe the nerve? Ugh. 2024 is nothing like 2007. 2007, I remember well. Breath was deteriorating all year.
Financials were trash. Right now, I've never seen internals so hot for a second.
Financials were trash. Home construction was trash. Both of them are at all-time highs currently. Right. By the end of 2007, there were like 3 stocks still going up. Now there are more than there have been the entire cycle. What else? Let's see. In 2007, we were over half a decade removed from a bear market. In 2024, we just got back-to-back bear markets. Like what are these people thinking? Like you have to be one stupid. You got to be one dumb motherfucker to tell me that 2024 is just like 2007. You gotta be on some shit. Like, puff, give. Pass me whatever you're smoking.
Why are you talking these schmendrixes?
It's a word I picked up from Linzen. I love a good Yiddish word. Right? Don't you love a good Yiddish word?
Yeah.
I tell you guys I became Jewish when I got to Wall Street on 22. Catholic school from the age of 4 to 22. And then I didn't know it at the time, but I converted at 22, been Jewish for 20 years now. I love a good Yiddish word, right? I'm schwitzing, right? I'll be schwitzing later today. You got to go out. You got a good schwitz, a daily schwitz, right, Spencer?
Howard's coming on the show on Monday, by the way.
There we go.
So
what's your favorite Yiddish word, Spencer?
I would have to think about it. I don't want to give an answer. I would have to really think about it.
Is a putz a Yiddish
putz
word?
Is a good one.
I love it.
I would have to really sit down and think about that for a while.
There's so many good ones. Why are there so many good Yiddish words? What's the answer for that?
You ever have a knish at Giants Stadium, Spencer?
It's a at a Giants game? No. It's because it's a funny language. It's half German, half Hebrew. I mean, it's a funny language.
It's a great language. Schmuck is a good one. Jonathan was schmuck. That's a great one.
Schmuck is top 5.
Schmuck has to be top 5.
Yeah.
Schmuck has to be top 5. Okay, that was it. I got to go, guys. You guys have a good weekend. I love you. Conference call. Happy Crypto Friday. Happy bull market. YOLO responsibly. Adios.
And he's gone. So as a reminder,
at least he said bye this time.
As a reminder, on Fridays at around this time, we're doing the Strazza show. So let's change our graphic. There we go.
Daniel says crypto and Baba indicate a massive bubble. Good. Don't buy them. Don't.
I like who said it? Was it yesterday? I don't even remember anymore.
Those are the best. I wish it was a bubble. Like damn, Daniel, I wish you were right, man.
We
could all make so much money if this was really.
It was Dan Ives yesterday. He said, "Yeah, it was Dan." He said, "Bears sound smarter." It's true.
Yeah, it's
sounds smarter, right?
Here's the thing. What Dan Ives said, that this is the big takeaway for everybody. You watched that interview. There were like a million gems in there, and great points that he made. The biggest one is it's about materiality, people, right? He basically laughed when he said, "Oh, they're going to take Taiwan." And then he's like, the multiplier effect on AI investment, 8, 9, 10x on every dollar spent. And we're talking about China taking Taiwan. It's been being discounted in the markets for 5 years now. Again, somebody told me today something about ports, supply issues, whatever, ports. China is raining helicopter money all over the country. And you're talking to me about ports being closed? Think you have to make an assessment of materiality when you weigh these different data points. Some are just so huge, they're going to trump anything else, right? And then the little stuff doesn't matter. It's going to get the headlines, but China is raining stimulus money. They said more is coming. They said they're going to do a lot now, and they're going to do more if they have to, and just keep raining it. That's why David Tepper's on saying buy everything. Stimulus is everything. It put a floor in the market in 2008 or 2009. Put a floor in the market at COVID. It's putting a floor in China now in a big way, right? So always think about what's more important here. Is this a small situation or a big situation? China raining helicopter money is as big as it gets. Nothing else matters right now. You're seeing
the stimulus announcements for during COVID and during the financial crisis were the literal bottoms. The literal bottoms were the days that they announced massive stimulus helicopter money. So
we never looked back, and that's China right now this week. And guess what? Everything else is already in place out in Asia. China's just joining the party. This is like monster confirmation. You got to own these stocks. I think you got to own them in a rather overweight fashion in your portfolio too.
We'll see. If you want to find a reason to hate something, there's always going to be a reason or four. So, all right. We'll have Kenny click on in a second. Before we get to Kenny, do you want to talk about
China's like?
You want to talk about Costco real fast? They had earnings overnight.
I love talking about Costco. Is it true that they're no longer selling baby oil?
They're no longer selling what? Whoa.
Baby oil?
I don't know about that.
I mean,
I don't know.
Babies can't even get their baby oil now. I mean, this is crazy.
I don't know anything about that. It's down this morning because technically they came in light on their revenue numbers, but I mean, come on now, it's Costco. So they're off by a little bit. Big freaking deal. It's down less than 1% this morning. Everything else is humming along. Although they did say that they're not going to be seen. If you are a Costco member, you may know that they're raising the membership fees for the first time in like 7 years, but they're not going to see that trickle down to the bottom line for a couple more quarters. They also said that the growth next year probably wouldn't be as linear as analysts would like, but by and large, this company's humming on all cylinders, right? The comp sales up 5.5%. They're opening, between 10 and 20 new stores every single quarter. I mean, or warehouses, I should say. So they're just humming along. It's Costco.
This is kind of stock you buy any and every dip in. You won't find a chart this good when you zoom out.
And okay, someone was saying that Dawson about the PE. Yeah, the PE is high. The PE is high.
Stop it, chat. I use coconut oil. Baby oil is below my line. Okay, so get over it. Let's move on.
Okay. PE is high. Big freaking deal. Big deal. So it's expensive. Expensive in quotes, right?
Oh, PE's trend too, Spencer. PE's trend too.
Yeah, exactly.
Expensive things get more expensive.
That's right. Exactly. So anyway, but like I said, down less than 1% this morning. But it was by and large a fine report. Let's talk things that are actually moving, not Costco. With Kenny. See what he's watching.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Yo.
Hey.
Hey.
Good morning.
What are we doing this morning? What's going on?
I don't want to alarm anybody, but I held some overnights.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we must really be in a bull market.
Yeah, it really is. And its name is PayPal. And so far, so good.
Dude.
Trying to
PayPal had that
experiment.
thing. They had that thing the other day with
Yeah, we're
the
trying to experiment. Sent an email out just to make sure everybody was on the same page. I know because when I talk about overnights, they have to double check with me. But yeah, it hit a 52-week high. It hasn't been over 80 in quite some time. And, we bought some $80 calls just for a gamble. And looks like we'll get paid. So I'm going to probably sell half at the open. But if it holds over 80, we finally looks like this thing could tack on another 10% from here. So not bad, not bad.
they had that thing the other day where they're going to let people or their PayPal business account people buy, sell, and hold crypto in their PayPal account, which I guess that's cool. So
interesting. Yeah, they got that new commercial with Will Ferrell. I think that was what it was.
Oh yeah, that might have been it actually. Now that you mention it, I think that was it.
Yeah. He's a boom for business.
Right. All right, PayPal looking juicy. I mean, a lot of things are looking juicy.
Yeah, I heard you mentioning Costco. Yeah, that stock has been always a buy on dips, continues to be a buy on dips, and this is not really even a dip. But for a 6-point down move on Costco is basically a couple of ticks. Yeah.
I mean, a new all-time high, like what, a week ago?
Yeah. It still looks good.
Yeah, this thing is fine.
I got another one for you. It's trying to bust out of a really, really tight range. It's been a great trading stock to buy on dips. Its name is Zim. Take a look at
it hasn't busted out yet. Zim. Okay, here we go.
This one is on the cusp, but it has been on the cusp now, I would say 6 different times to try to break this area, and it failed every time. But the chart, I mean, if you watch this stock, every time it goes under 20, you're a buyer with a 2-point risk, and it generally goes back to that 23, 24 area. But it's the very bizarre price. It's not like it's 24. It's hitting 23.88 and getting rejected. That's now the 5th or 6th time it's happened. So I'm waiting to see this stock. If it can finally break out of here, you got a little, you got about a 6-point move ready to go. So I'm digging that Zim. But, usually I'm not looking at swing trades. As far as day trades, it's the standard. I mean, this market has been pretty good. Yesterday was a nice day with the Qs. Obviously, the Chinese stocks, they faded for a second, but there's a real bid on those Chinese stocks right now. Alibaba looks really awesome still. And if you don't know, it's the CQQQ. So it's the Chinese QQQ. It's a go-to ETF if you don't know which Chinese stock to buy to participate in the rally.
I just learned, Kenny, did you know that Zim is an Israeli company? I didn't know that.
I did. I learned yesterday. I thought it was another one. I thought it was like an offshoot of SC.
Yeah.
But SC, I saw you guys were talking about that. Beautiful call there. That was a nice move from like 35 up to 100.
Someone who knows more than me maybe can chime in here, but there's like about to be a strike on the East Coast shipping ports in the U.S. Right. I don't know if you know about that. So I'm not sure how that would impact shipping rates, but I would imagine it would have some kind of inflationary impact, which would be good for Zim. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Most of these times, again, the charts always precede good news. So if this thing starts breaking out, next thing you know, you'll have some good news. And but right now, the chips, I mean, it's if a couple of weeks ago, they were saying how the AI story was getting old, the chip story was getting old. And I love that. I mean, it's just like, give me some more things that are getting old. Like I was on, I forgot what show it was on, but one guy came on and he was talking about how Apple is going to be the new AT&T. It's a dinosaur of a stock. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to languish and sit around. The growth story is over. And right from that moment, I was like, growth story is over? Oh, cool. Let me buy some. That's like the greatest time to buy a stock, when people start giving up on it.
Look, that's what they said in 2017. This company is a one-trick pony. It's iPhone and nothing else. And then what do? They built out services, an entirely new business that did not exist prior.
Absolutely.
Minuscule prior, right? They built out wearables, they built up services. So they can do it. Speaking of old stories, Kenny, I swear I was sniffing around. I did not pull the trigger, but I almost bought SMCI on like Monday or Tuesday,
right?
Because I was like, no one's talking about this stock, right?
Yeah.
No one's talking about it. I didn't thank God I would have gotten washed. But I was looking at it the other day, and then a short report comes out, and that's the end of that. But
Yeah, this thing breaks back under that 370 area. You could be looking at $300 on this name, which would be great. I mean, when these stocks get hammered and they make those turns, that's where I come in, because it's easier to see where a stock's going to have resistance on the way back up once they've been hammered down. So yeah, I don't trade that stock too often, but I will. Yeah. And I want to shout out to my buddy Sid. He loves this Lamb research. Again, it's not for day traders that don't have a big enough account, you really can't trade $800 stocks. But his point, and the point was, just like NVIDIA, buy it going into that split, because people love that stock. They want to be in it before the split. And then usually after the split, chances are this thing's going to go right back to $100. So LRCX, they're doing a 10 for 1. Keep an eye on that for the next couple days. I forgot when the exact date is that they're going to do it.
It's October 2nd is the effective date. So
yeah, what a call.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
usually they do it on like a Friday or a Monday.
Yeah. It's a pretty nice call. Got a 70-point move on that the other day. But I like stocks like PayPal trying to come out of this bottom range, because you got an easy 10 points if it could just sustain itself above 80. It has been an epic fail of a stock to hold over the last couple of years, but those are the ones when they turn, just like the Alibaba and the Chinese stocks, they got room to run.
All right, guys, listen, if you have not at the very least checked out Kenny's room, it's one of the first things I do after the show is over, is I pop in there just to see what's going on. I don't know, you don't know what you're missing, frankly. If you haven't been there, you don't know what you're missing. So here's the QR code. The link is in the chat. Hitthebid.com. Dropping it right now. Check it out. And you won't be disappointed. I can tell you that.
The fun part is I don't sometimes know what I'm going to be missing. That's the exciting part.
No, you don't.
It's been an extravaganza. These we had one boring day this week, and most of the days were pretty damn exciting. All right, guys, good luck, and if I don't speak to you, have a good weekend. I'll see you next week.
All right, see you, Kenny. All right, our chat just got spammed. Sorry about that, everyone. Let me go ahead and remove a bunch of these comments here. So yeah, that's the downside of YouTube, is sometimes you get spammy comments in chat, spammy comments below the video. Actually, that's kind of par for the course. So that's annoying. Anyway, I think it's mostly blocked. Okay,
what happened?
Chat gets spammed every so often. All good.
We got bad people in here.
No, it's a bot. It's not even a person. It's a Skynet is what it is. So
I see this.
Hey, I want to talk about this email that we got from yesterday from a one Brian McLaughlin. No relation.
Sean's brother. Sean's brother.
He claims no relation.
No, Sean's brother.
He said he's not. But
anyway, what?
Wait, I can't tell if you're joking.
No, I'm dead serious. What did he say?
He said he's not. The email said he's not related to Sean. But okay, whatever. He asked about the glasses, because Meta had the glasses thing the other day.
Buddy Holly, the Buddy Holly shades.
So he goes, is there any sort of glasses indicator for all the tech companies that tried it? Google, Snap, Apple, Meta. What happens after? So
that's what I was saying to you, Spencer, and you poo-pooed me. They all flop.
No. The glasses, you were talking about the product. He's talking about the stocks, I think. So, so the Snapchat glasses have been around for a while, and they got launched before that company even went public. So I didn't bother to look that up. But if you just look at Apple and Google, real quickly, and even Meta. So let me just pull up a quick. This is just a trading view chart. This is when Apple announced their glasses. This is last year, right? Right, May of last year.
What happened?
The chart kind of speaks for
right
itself.
there. Okay, got it.
Yeah, right. So it's right around here. In Google's case, it was April of 2013. They announced their the Google glasses that really flopped, right? But this is when they announced that product right there. Okay. So it did okay, right? And then Meta, obviously, they announced theirs. Well, there was
Yeah.
actually,
Here's the thing. This is spurious,
yes, it is.
okay? Because all of these stocks that you're talking about launching glasses,
I-
none of those launches ever move the needle.
I'm
The
for sure.
stock's not trading on their, big swing at a new product.
For
That's
sure.
likely to fail. So I get it, but it's a no from me, dog.
Yeah, all right. And Snapchat, in fairness to them, right? I mean, they have not given up. They've like doubled and tripled down on their glasses thing. I've never tried it, but they've launched like 5 different upgrades of it. So they're still going at it. They haven't given up yet. So credit to them on that. It's hard because no one's done it successfully yet. So we'll see.
I think today is going to be an absolute banger of a session. We're going to close this thing so strong out here this week. The cryptos and Asia, really China, tipped us off again. Do you see these speculative growth stocks? You see tech? Tech is back, dude.
Did the cryptos tip us off?
Yeah.
They did.
Yep. Look at the altcoins. Yes, bro. Bonk's up 20% overnight. It's happening. It's happening again. You look down the cap scale, see how those animal spirits are really doing. Southeast Asia, absolutely ripping. Every time you go to sleep, Southeast Asia is up another 5% this week.
Damn.
It's incredible. The animal spirits are alive and well. Look at these ARC stocks. We're running things like Unity Software, Peloton. We're getting along the ARC. We're looking at this Snowflake. They can't break down the worst stocks. We're buying them at support.
Here's one of the biggest things I learned from you guys. Why can't I pull my chart up here?
I'm so into the trash trade right now. Buy the worst ones. Like, look at what like a stock like PayPal's done. I don't even know what Upstart is. This is the buy now, pay never. Like, look at what some of these stocks are doing. Even like your Rocket Mortgages, right? And fall into that category. Look at a Zillow Group or a Redfin. You don't want to buy these coils? Look at the way that Unity Software is coiled up and where that's happening. Talk about an epic scoop and score.
I don't know.
Yes, dumpster diving, Phil Blotsky. That's where you want to be.
ARC was the indicator last time around, and it hasn't really gone yet. But the one thing I've learned from you guys is really not to look at the absolute chart. It's also about the relative chart as well. So,
Yep. SoFi too, Ravi. SoFi is in that conversation for sure. We have some fresh bases in the worst areas, like the biggest cycle laggards. The charts look like small caps. The charts look like a K-Web, right? The charts look like ARC. Look at the IPO index.
Yeah.
The reversal is in. New cycle highs. These are crap stocks, right? Interest rates matter a lot to these speculative tech stocks.
Did you just mention Peloton, or did I imagine that?
Dude, we're in the Piton. Like, we are running the Piton.
Yeah.
This thing is about to absolutely rip faces off. We went so far out in the Peloton. We went like 40% out.
Well, it's up again pre-market.
When these things squeeze, they squeeze.
That's also a clue. If these things are up 1, 2, 3% overnight for literally no reason, that's a huge clue, right?
Yep, they want them. Look, Kenny just came on talking about the Zim. That's one of the most hated names in like the cyclical complex. This is a massively shorted stock. Look at the way that's set up. Look at Carvana, the poster child of the short.
Yeah.
You see this high in tightness in Carvana? It doesn't get better than this. Carvana, like, if you're wondering how heavily shorted stocks are doing, just look at the Carvana chart. If that's working, then go crazy. Carvana is the blue chip of heavily shorted names.
It is.
What an amazing story for this company. We all thought it was a 0. 99% drawdown. Look at you now, Carvana. The market is so fun. I love a good comeback story. I thought the Giants were going to make a good comeback last night. Broke my heart.
Hey, At least you have Malik Neighbors, who I don't know if you realize this, Steve, has 35 catches in
Bro.
through four games. You know what that's on pace for?
Second
That's a
best
lot
of
of
all time.
catches, man.
Yeah. Who's number one there? Because they said this is the second best start reception wise.
If I had to guess, if I had to just throw names out of a hat, either Jerry Rice or
Calvin Johnson, maybe
Michael Thomas or Calvin Johnson, probably.
I mean, OBJ who is what Giants fans are thinking. This kid's good, but now he's concussed, just like everybody else. Football's dangerous.
Dangerous. Yep. So it's unfortunate that Louis is moving today, which is why he can't join the show. But do we have any crypto charts that we can bring up?
Dude, throw up my VWAP chart. Let me get you a freshie. Just talk amongst yourselves.
It's already dated. It's already old.
I know. We're two and through it.
No, I'm kidding. Just bring it up.
Hold on.
I was kidding.
I know. But
I don't need your up to the. I don't need your up to the second chart.
Yeah, but don't you want it?
Oh, it was Puka. Thanks, Abraham.
Here you go. I know I got the deck here somewhere. Morning show slide. I'm so jacked up for Friday.
That's today. That's today.
Yeah, today's Friday, man.
Just jacked up for today.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it's happening, and the best moves happen over the weekend. It's going to be a Solana Saturday. It's probably going to be a Solana Sunday too. Solana is now above the WAP shown in this chart. Like Spencer said, stale charts welcome. So this is slightly stale. Solana ever so slightly above the VWAP, comes in right around 155-ish now. Shown as 157 there. But Bitcoin and Solana, think of them as Microsoft and NVIDIA, or Apple and NVIDIA. These are the blue chip cryptos. These are the crypto leaders this cycle, right? If you want to keep it, if you have a line, a market cap line, these are the two leaders. Not even close. Binance has been good too. But it's not Ethereum. It's not Ethereum. These guys are going to move first. Usually Solana moves first, and the whole space follows. So again, last night, I wake up in the middle of the night, and there's nothing better to do than set alerts. So I set all my Coinbase alerts. I chart from my phone, and I set alerts on everything. And then all of a sudden, the alerts will just start going off. They were happening yesterday during the day. I dropped in the chat. It happens at night. I got to silence my phone. It was like bing, 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 bing all night long because they're making new highs. They're taking out my levels where I set my alerts. Bing, 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 bing. So I got to wake up.
These aren't, just to be clear, these aren't outstanding orders. These are just alerts.
No. I don't do that.
I'm just asking.
No. Sometimes I'll do that in the stock market. Almost never with options. Sometimes I'll do it if I'm in some super liquid common.
Yeah.
I'll set resting orders. Fine. Even buy stops in that case. But usually the way I'm doing things, always with options positions, always with cryptos, I'm setting a price alert and then I'm going and more or less working my order.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are just moving too fast in crypto. You set a stop there, it's going to get hunted. It's no good. Don't leave your stops out in crypto. It's still west out here.
AIH Sports, why is this chart labeled with Strazza letter? Because starting next week, I'll have a page for you to go and get the Strazza letter. How about that?
It's still not live. Like if I were to tweet the post I did yesterday, it's not live.
No, you can tweet the post, but I want to give the people a form to actually sign up and get it. Right? That's what they care about.
It's really good. It's just my market musings.
Yes, the post should be online. I'll drop a link in Slack real fast. What was I about to say? Shit.
I'm long coin too. AIH Sports. Let's go. That's what, honestly, if we're being real about it, I'm so long coin weeklies right now. That's why the show's ending at 9:30 today. I'm so irresponsibly long. I got to be there for the open. Put on the risky yesterday morning, right? And we do the riskies in the riskiest ways. So we sold some puts going a few weeks out, right at the lower bounds, the pivot lows. Like I think we sold the 165s, bought some 175 calls for today. We bought some 180s for next Friday. You got when you got positions like that on 1-2%, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I was gonna say something and I just totally lost it. All right, whatever. 916. We talked about Costco. Let's talk Bristol Myers for a second here because it is up It was up a lot last I checked. Let's check what is it up now. Yeah, it's up 3.5%. So they got approval for a new schizophrenia drug, I believe. And so that's the headline this morning. So this chart, obviously not showing that overnight action, but this is the first new drug for schizophrenia that's been approved by the FDA in a very, very, very long time.
Well,
Like decades.
that's
So-
a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one.
So could be a big one. It's not often you see a company as large as Bristol Myers move on news from one drug, right? Because they have a gajillion, but it's moving this morning. So I wanted to mention that. The chart's tough. It's in kind of no man's land, but wanted to at least mention that. What else did I want to talk about?
It's okay.
There was some M&A, DirecTV and Dish are merging, Steve. I don't know if you care about that.
You know how I feel about this whole industry.
Yeah. Growing up, there was a house in my neighborhood that had 4 satellite dishes in their backyard. No idea how much they paid for that, but it must have been expensive. Anyway,
I'm just looking through my feed right now. President Joe Biden says the economy is stronger than previously estimated. Well, if Joe Biden says it, what else we got? Nat gas up nicely this morning, a couple percent. Something about Yemen.
Something about Yemen? That's great.
Yep. Intel highs, ARM highs. That's great. Silver in the green. China Central Bank cuts overnight 7-day and 1-month SLF rate to 235, 25, and 285 respectively. Dude, China's bringing out the big guns. Big guns. Big guns in China.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything cool in the hot corner? It didn't look interesting to me today.
No. PCE, cool. Cool PCE.
Yeah, I saw the PCE.
Cool.
I came in a little bit light, but
Look cool. That's good. That's what the market likey.
Yeah.
Something about the ports. Oh no.
There's going to be a strike. There's going to be a strike, but we'll see. Oh no.
You don't sound too enthused about it.
No, it's not that. It's just that like for every strike that actually happens, there's 15 strikes that almost happen, but then they don't at the last second, right? So I've learned over the years to basically just ignore headlines about strikes because they actually almost never happen. It never gets to that point. In Boeing's case, it did, right? But it very rarely actually gets to the point of a strike. A lot of times they threaten, they flirt with it, and then at the last second they make a deal. So I don't really follow or care about strike headlines too much because
with you, buddy.
I'll wait till they actually strike, and then I'll care, especially if it affects prices, which this one might. So
a couple price target moves that some of us might care about. Uber 95 upped from 90 at Oppenheimer. Listen, Robinhood, and this I like from Citigroup, from 19 to 23. It's not enough, right? Because it should be like in the 30s. But if Bitcoin and Solana and those charts we just showed are going to resolve higher, it's going to be a new leg up. Robinhood trades with the crypto market now.
Yep.
Robinhood is a crypto stock. And they want to become more and more of a crypto stock because that's the growth there and the margins there far better than their equities business. Robinhood's going to go. If we get a breakout from Bitcoin, Robinhood's going. So they're trying to front run that. Good job, sell side. Anything else that stands out? No, really nothing.
No, my only parting message for today is obviously we're in a good mood, but I hope everyone that is in the path of the storm is safe or stays safe because it looks like it's really, Steve, after the storm left you, it really picked up steam, I think, right? So it's hitting
us. Yeah, it really didn't. It wasn't a thing here.
For the west coast of Florida and then Georgia and maybe north of that as well. So
yeah, I gotta say, thinking about like moving up to mainland Florida, and obviously we have to pay attention to these storms, the storm systems when they come through. So very mindful of where they always hit. And dude, the West Coast, I don't know.
Dude,
It's like a landmine up there. I mean, they're getting hit left and right. Every hurricane, it misses us, and it's like bang, right in the panhandle.
Yeah. Wait, so what's it? You weren't here on Tuesday, right? I almost brought up like Generac, right, and all the hurricane stocks because I was like, Steve would want us to discuss this, but I didn't.
I mean, that is your storm stock. That is traditional storm stock. I was hoping we would get a little bit in that gas. Didn't get that. It was more of a sell the news situation. But one more thing I want to throw out: TCOM, Trip.com. That's like China's TripAdvisor, or what are the other ones? Booking.com.
There's BKNG. There's Trip. There's what's the other one?
There's been some consolidation there over the years. But so TCOM is China's version of that. In China, we have a Chinese Google, Chinese Expedia, a Chinese Uber. Like there's a China version of everything because they don't allow our tech companies. So they just copy them and make their own versions of them. Right? You're aware of this?
Yeah.
You're aware of the situation out there?
Sure.
Right. That show Silicon Valley did such a great job kind of showing this. This has been going on forever. So anyway, Trip.com or whatever. Yeah, Trip.com, TCOM, Baidu, 7% stake. We got the Form 13. So things are happening. Even Chinese companies are getting in on the bull market for Chinese stocks, investing in each other. Love to see it.
Well, that's how they've always been. They've always been that way. They all invest in each other. It's so incestuous over there.
Oh, Spencer, talk dirty. So listen, Baidu's a big one. Like Baidu's a big deal out there. This would be the Google, right? This would be the Google. Do I have that right?
I at this point I don't even know. I don't even remember.
Listen, we talk a lot of crap about trend lines out here, but just draw some loose diagonal lines. Put a 200-day moving average on some of these Chinese stock charts. And just look at it curling up, suggesting maybe the path of least resistance has shifted. Look at the Baidu. Got a bunch of touches. Draw a trend line from the highs last year. It's breaking. You can't have a trend reversal without breaking some sort of trend line. The trend line break, and the reason we don't pay too much attention to it is because it's not always something you want to, give too much weight to. Usually it's not. But there's always a trend line break before a primary trend reversal can take place. So it's literally like step one in that process. And you can go right on down the line of all these Chinese equities, just draw downtrend lines, downtrend lines, downtrend lines. They're all breaking. So you're getting this gradual transition. It's been gradual for years now. If you look at some of these bases, we could throw up Tencent again, K-Web, they look the same. These bases have been playing out for years now. And now you're getting trend line breaks, climbing up the right-hand side of those bases. Some of the trend reversals are already completed, and that's nice because it gives you a roadmap, right, for what the other ones might do in the future. Love that. Like we talk about, like, oh, if you want to know where silver's going, look at gold, right? Same thing. If you want to know where Alibaba's going, look at Tencent, right? But a lot of trend line breaks, and you're seeing this big trend transition taking place in the whole region. Love it.
Last one. Speaking of garbage stocks, Sava settled with the government here. They're paying a fine for misleading investors. So it's not up this morning, but it has been up in the last few months. So if they're going to buy the trash, keep an eye on SAVA because that one is trash. So that's all I got, Steve.
I'm ready. Let's
right.
recess it and let's go. Fast market. Let's go.
Do you even have a recess? Sure. Well, yeah, we'll do a recess. I don't even know if I have anything to share, but we'll do it. We'll see what happens.
I got a little something.
All right.
I was looking for my Miami Hurricanes hat. I cannot find it.
My recess is just, I guess, go Yankees. They won the division last night. Now they're going for the best record in the AL, and then we got the playoffs on Monday, so that's exciting.
Oh, this is like to see who gets the wild card situation?
Well, the season ends on Sunday, and so there's a couple spots are up for grabs. Still,
who's winning the division?
The Yankees just won their division last night.
Oh, okay.
The Mets are in play for a wild card, but they're honestly kind of screwed because of the storm we just talked about. So they're in Atlanta, but they can't play games in Atlanta right now. So they're going to have to fly and play their games for this weekend, and then maybe fly back to Atlanta to play more games on Monday. It's kind of a mess.
Speaking of the Mets, Spencer, shout out Steve Cohen on his semi-retirement. Steve was one of my first bosses when I began my career in Stamford, Connecticut. And these hedge fund managers have a problem where they tend to stay around way too long. They just can't hang it up. They all fall victim to it. Look at Carl Icahn right now. Right, just go away. Go sail around the country. Do something. Sail around the world. Go hang out on your yacht. Don't keep doing what you're doing. Steve, I love to see it. He's backing off of trading. Still going to run the company. It's mostly his money. He's not stupid, but he's focusing on the Mets, enjoying his life. I wish more successful hedge fund managers would do this rather than sit at their desks until the day that they die and never enjoy their money. So kudos to you, Steve Cohen. Congratulations.
Retirement's a wonderful thing. All right, cool. We're done. I think we have an off the charts that is ready. I think.
Yeah.
If we do have it ready, it'll be going live in a half hour. But I have to confirm with our editors about that because I know you guys recorded one. I'm just not positive it's ready to go on YouTube at the moment. So if it's not, then I'll throw it up later on in the day. And that's what we got. So just a reminder, I don't know if anyone watched it, but starting next week, we're going to be having a new schedule for our other shows. So Chart Request Live, beginning next week, Chart Request Live is going to be every Monday and Thursday, not Tuesday, Thursday, just Monday, Thursday now. And the Flow Show is going from Mondays to Tuesdays starting next week. So we'll have that going on. And yeah, that's it. Next week's guests looking pretty good. Howard Lindzen, Todd Stone, Brian Lunn, Steve Reitmeister. So got some good people and got a good market. What's not to love? So everyone, thanks for watching. Smash the like. Have a good weekend. Make some money. Opening bell is about to happen. Let's end before that, and we can all trade and do what we do. And we'll see you.
Enjoy your Solana Saturday, everybody.
That too.